How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Joe Biden and his continued cognitive decline. Now, I don't take pleasure in making this video. I don't think it's a laugh riot, a hoot, or hilarious, really. I'm thinking it's sad, and the Democratic Party ought to be ashamed themselves of putting this guy out there on the main stage to become the Democratic presidential nominee to run up against Donald Trump. When I see Trump in a debate, I want to see him against a qualified person, a guy that can hold their own, like Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. I want to see that type of battle between two titans and it be evenly matched. One side's not getting beat up, the other side's not just dominating. That's what I want to see, an even match. Trump versus Joe Biden at this point would just be sad, totally sad. Now, I have some video that I want to show you. I've done videos like this before, but this video here, I think really kind of drives my point home. After we get done with that, I'll talk about what you saw in the video. I'll give you a little bit more context. I'll give you my 2 cents, my analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
And one of the things that I think we keep coming back to, and I've spent this morning talking to the docs that used to work with Sanjay in our last administration and heads of other entities, it gets down to testing. It's about testing, tracing, and treatment. And still we're way behind on the testing piece. And I don't quite understand why we're taking so long to do the kinds of things that have to be done. There's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the World War II. He had the War Production Board. Well, I don't know why we don't set up something like a pandemic production board.
All right, so you saw that, you see what's going on. Now, you clearly can understand where I'm coming from. I mean, if I've not made the point clear before, you obviously see what's going on now. No, this is not a quote-unquote right-wing conspiracy theory. I'm not just trying to attack him because he's on the left. I'm just calling what I see. Bernie Sanders, although he had a heart attack and is 1 year older than Joe Biden at 78, which is crazy. They're both too old. But anyway, Bernie Sanders is still sound of mind. He can still have a debate. He can still be sharp on stage. He can still be witty. He can still do all those things. But Joe Biden cannot do that anymore. And Joe Biden used to be a guy that was witty. He'd go out there and exchange bars with you. He was quick on his feet, but that's no more. If you look at Joe Biden from 5 years ago, it's much different. 10 years ago, whole different guy. Just in the way he's able to speak and get words out. Some are going to say, oh, he has a stutter, ABL. That's just him stuttering. No, I have a stutter. When you stutter, sometimes you come across a word that you may pause on because you feel like you're going to stutter over it, and you don't want to do that. So you pause and change the word out. That's not what Joe Biden is doing. What Joe Biden is doing is forgetting where he's at while he's talking. Doesn't really know what's going on. The video where he was on CNN speaking with, I think that was Anderson Cooper and Sanjay Gupta, you saw the look on Sanjay Gupta's face. Now, Mr. Gupta is a doctor. To be more specific, he is a neurosurgeon, a brain surgeon. I think out of anybody, he'd be able to recognize somebody that's going through cognitive decline, but he can't really say anything because he's on CNN. I presume he is on the left. I've not seen him on Fox News at all. So he can't really say anything against his guy because that's his guy. But some people cannot hide their face. Your face says everything, okay? You can communicate without speaking, and he said 1,000 words from that facial expression. Joe Biden is not well. It's simple as that. But every Democrat have given them their endorsement. Bernie Sanders right away, Pocahontas, eventually she did it, Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, everybody. They've put all their apples into his basket. Now I'm hearing that Joe Biden's team are trying to get Michelle Obama to become the vice president. I don't see why she would do that. It won't help her at all because we all know who Michelle Obama is. So she would not do it for any kind of name recognition. Barack Obama has enough money. They're going to be doing Netflix. They're going to be getting into Hollywood at this point. They're going to be intertwining Hollywood with Washington, D.C. They'll try to get out their particular views through the minds of soft brain people to get them conditioned for the future they want to see. in the entertainment world. Why would they go back into politics? Why would Michelle Obama go back into politics? She can't gain anything from that, really. She was already there for 8 years, made her connections, and is still glued in, tied in. What's the point of going back in the White House as the vice president to this man who's most certainly going to lose? So you're not even going to win anyway. The only reason why you would become the vice president is for maybe a couple of reasons. Not just one, but a couple of reasons. The first reason would be you want to actually become the vice president. You think you're going to win. You think that Joe Biden and the Democratic Party have enough energy, have enough strength to be able to succeed in 2020, and you'll be able to win. But the second reason is you want to just heighten your name. You want to give yourself a higher profile, like Stacey N1 Abrams, who lost the governorship of Georgia, talking about, oh, it was stolen from me, this, that, and the third. Maybe she would need to be picked as a VP and go out there and campaign with Joe Biden to propel her career a little bit more than what it is right now. Maybe she thinks if she runs as a vice president with Joe Biden, she gets to be on TV a lot more than what she is, which is almost never. And then the next time she runs for the governor or for senator or something like that, she have a better chance of winning because people now know who she is. She'll be able to gain more money through fundraising and stuff like that. And speaking of fundraising, it doesn't look too good on Joe Biden's side. They're pretty much strapped for money. So I'm not really sure what the plan was getting Joe Biden in there as the presidential nominee. I don't really get it. I don't understand. Trump's campaign is going to way outraise him in money. They have a higher approval rating in general in the Republican Party. We're on TV all the time with this whole virus situation and showing that we're going to get to a safe resolution. We're trying to calm the American people. We're giving out stimulus and stuff like that. What are the Democrats doing, really? Nothing. Nothing at all. And Joe Biden, God bless him, he gets on TV every now and again and tries to speak, and it doesn't look well. His wife is right there. She looks concerned. He gets on TV. Sanjay Gupta looks concerned. This is elder abuse, and the only reason why they're doing it is because they feel like they have no other choice. They have no chance with anybody else. And they're right, but to abuse this man would not really help them. It'll give them the best chance, but they'll still lose at the end of the day, and they may lose more than the presidency. They may lose people in their own party who are looking at this and saying, hey, this is not right. You shouldn't be abusing this man this way. So at the end of the day, as I close, Joe Biden, man, you got to stop. Somebody should come in here and say, all right, enough is enough. No more. We don't want to see this man abused any longer. Let him go home. Let him chill. The more we see from him on television, on his YouTube channel, social media, whatever it is, the more we're going to see him decline. Just further and further and further decline. Once you get to be that age, 77, which he is, and you're having cognitive difficulty, you're not going to really improve from that particular point. It's possible, maybe, but generally it's not how it happens. Same thing with Bernie Sanders. You're 78 and had a heart attack. Generally, you're not going to really improve from that state. Okay, you saw John McCain die at age 81 in office. I don't want to see that happen here. I want to see Joe Biden and Bernie just right off in the sunset, chill, enjoy themselves, don't get involved in politics. You guys got to stop. The Democrats should put more youthful and vibrant people in line to try and become the president like they purport themselves to be wanting to do. Although I don't see it, they should be trying to do that right now. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think what's happening with Joe Biden right now is elder abuse? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or is it not elder abuse? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. I think it's most certainly elder abuse, just my own personal opinion. And I also think that the Democratic Party, everybody involved with endorsing this man, who can look at this man and see that he's not the same guy that he was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, who has obvious cognitive problems, they ought to be shedding themselves. They should be held accountable. Somebody should reprimand Sanjay Gupta for not coming out and saying something. Now, maybe he said something privately to the campaign. Hopefully he did, because I saw his face. That face looked like he was concerned for Joe Biden. And I think that anybody who's looking at this would be concerned. Either you are concerned about him or you're not concerned because you know that a man in that kind of state mentally will not be able to do anything come election time. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.